We are headed to Club Rio from the Springs Resort. Let me start by saying utilize the bus service. It is a very long walk from the resort to the club. Once you are there, there's a welcoming desk and you hear monkeys howling. And there were these large birds, and you're instantly surrounded by nature. And at the desk, it's directed us to the restrooms, the locker, and we did get dressed for those activities. We started with a rock climbing wall, and I'll be honest, this is not a real rock climbing activity, which is what we thought we were signing up for. But
it was pretty difficult. Some of them were easier than others, obviously, but some of the later ones I couldn't do at all, even with gear and a guy like helping hoist some of my weight up. So it's pretty fun though.
So the boys all got up the rock climbing wall fairly easy. I'll be honest, I didn't want to mess up my fingernails, and I think the guy on the ground felt bad for me for being like, oh, I can't get up there. So he had a rope on the bottom. He actually ended up hoisting me up, and it made it look like it was so easy to everyone else. But y'all, I'm not joking. I was not using any of my muscles at all. So the staff there also really are all about making everyone have a really good time. Another activity that was available was a private tour of what I would call a zoo. And this was really nice because our guide was able to show us things that we really wouldn't have noticed otherwise, and we were able to get into areas to see the animals that you really can't see from a distance. And the monkeys are close enough that they'll reach through the fence and take stuff from you, and we did get fussed at for doing that, so I'm not telling you to. But a lot of the animals were super active.
Another activity we did was the whitewater rafting. Here, to get ready, you'd need to put on a life jacket and a helmet. Something you definitely need to do is water shoes, because your feet will get wet and you have to have shoes. The water also, despite being in a tropical area, is very cold. Once you're in the tube, you kind of float down this little stream, and me and my brother also raced each other a lot on it.
So to take a pause from all the things that cost money at Club Rio, I do want to tell you, you don't have to pay to go into Club Rio. There's hammocks, there's a nice little area for you just to hang out and chill. There's tons of pools, there's tons of waterfalls. They have this really nice walking trail that's super nice. With all the activities, and you're likely wet, so you probably don't want to head back up to your hotel room. And that's okay, because there is a restaurant on campus as well, and the food is just as good as the regular restaurants at the resort. Another activity was the nightlife tour, and we did not do this private. I don't even know if that's available, but when you show up, they give everybody a flashlight, they tell you to stick close, and then they really do take you around and show you the things you don't see during the day, like the snakes, the beautiful colored frogs, some of which were mating. And they point out some of the special trees that are off the beaten track in Club Rio.
Unfortunately, not all of us can like this one, because I absolutely hated it. At one point, they turn off all the lights to try and see little glowing things, and you're just left in the dark. So you see, unlike the other members of my family, I don't like being in the dark in the middle of a jungle with creepy crawlies. So I was scared, and I just could not enjoy this one because of the constant fear that something was going to happen to me.
And I do want to mention a few things that are important. Do be careful, because I was holding onto the rails and I actually came across a caterpillar. Also, we did see the longest antline ever in Club Rio, and they didn't seem to be minding other people, but it's just another reason to make sure if you have little babies that you are keeping a closer eye on them. And while they do an amazing job at providing special shoes for the rock climbing, something I am really happy that we brought is water shoes that don't need to come off. And the last piece of advice is plan more than one day in Club Rio. Do stick around, because we're getting ready to venture outside of the resort.